You didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family has done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
If we ever broke up, you would never spin the block on me.
No,
But I have your kids.
I don't care.
Welcome to Between Two Worlds with Yoni. Here we dive into shadow stories, the mirrors of our hidden fears and beliefs. By facing them, we learn we can rewrite the story and choose a new ending for ourselves. Heather Sanders and King Trell have spent 15 years building a life together, raising 4 children as a blended family, growing businesses, and becoming one of social media's favorite couple goals couples. But a recent podcast clip shifted the internet's perception after Heather asked Trell a hypothetical question: if they ever broke up, would he spin the block and try to get her back? Trell immediately answered no without hesitation. The moment instantly went viral because many viewers were caught off guard by how firm and absolute his response was, despite the depth of their history together. For a lot of people watching, the conversation exposed a deeper discomfort surrounding emotional security, long-term investment, and the reality that being together for years does not always guarantee emotional reassurance. Sometimes you realize that longevity, loyalty, and emotional safety are not always experienced the same way by both people in the relationship.
Do not feel bad for Heather Sanders. She is exactly where she wants to be. She is currently wasting 13 years of her life with this man who loves to publicly embarrass her. He said that he would never spin the block on her, but would definitely spin the block on his other exes. And she was like, well, I got your kids. And he was like, oh, I don't care. It would just be you and the kids. That was grounds for termination right there. Besides the fact that they have been together for 13 years and they are not married, what are we waiting on? It's giving that he's waiting on her to leave him alone. And his homeboys don't have no respect for her, and that's another red flag too. Why is the homeboys, mind you, married men, sending this man who is currently in a relationship titties, ass, and all that of other women, and he opening it and he looking at it?
My homies be sending me shit knowing I'm with somebody, and they sending me all type of shit.
No, I get it.
They ass, titties is going crazy. I'm like, bruh, what is going on?
Married men, by the way.
I still click it.
I'll watch it.
I might click it. I might see what it do, man.
Then in the clip, they was like, either you make a rap or I'm gonna look through your phone, and the word I'm gonna search in your phone is swallow. Don't you know he started busting out saying a rap because the girl couldn't look through his phone? Like, this man hates her and is obviously cheating on her, and she just laughing like this is just so funny. Like, boys will be boys. It's given that she's trying to laugh to keep from crying, but I need her to get some sense and realize this man hates her, and also realize, well, one man won't do, another man will.
Let Heather Sanders be a reminder. Not everybody needs a podcast. Not everybody needs a podcast. And this is nothing against her. But what her and her man presented online, Instagram, back in the day is very different than when that man opened up his mouth. And the second he opened up his mouth, he just kept embarrassing her. And that embarrassment, it doesn't stop, especially with social media. Like, people are dragging her and him, but mostly her. And it's fucking with her. And I feel bad for her because at the end of the day, she is where she chose to be. She's been with that man for 15 years. You're not going anywhere. And he's not going anywhere. But what is said behind closed doors or what they say amongst friends is very different than what is said publicly. And he doesn't understand that. Clearly no media training. It's also a reminder that your favorite celebrity, influencer, whatever, it's not what you think it is. Ever.
Social media is heavily divided on this situation. One side of the internet feels like Trell's response came across emotionally cold and dismissive. To them, the idea of completely shutting the door after that level of history feels harsh, especially when people view long-term relationships as something that should always leave room for reconciliation. Meanwhile, the other side of the internet believes his perspective actually makes sense. The argument is that once a relationship reaches the point of ending, constantly revisiting it later can create unhealthy cycles that do more harm than good. They see it less as a lack of love and more as a boundary. When it comes to my opinion on this situation, I can honestly understand both perspectives depending on how you choose to look at it. Trell has every right to establish a boundary if the relationship ends. He does not want to reopen that chapter again, and that's his choice. At the same time, I also understand why many people on social media feel differently when you consider the context of a 15-year relationship and the fact Heather gave this man 3 kids. It makes sense why some people believe the situation deserves more grace, patience, and a willingness to work things out. Long-term relationships are layered and complicated, and emotions are rarely black and white. However, I also feel like because of Trell's stance, more accountability should honestly be placed on Heather as well. A lot of people are quick to make Trell the villain in the situation, but in my opinion, the bigger issue is the lack of standards that allowed the situation to continue for so long in the first place. Heather allowed herself to stay in this relationship for 15 years, knowing the dynamic between them, and she also chose to have 3 children with him, which is a huge factor that cannot be ignored. At some point, personal responsibility has to be a part of the conversation too. While Trell absolutely has his flaws, I do not think all of the blame should automatically fall on him when both people played a role in creating the situation they are now dealing with. Ultimately, I think both sides are focusing on different truths. One side is emphasizing personal boundaries and emotional self-preservation, while the other is emphasizing commitment, history, and the depth that was built together. Neither perspective is completely wrong. It really depends on which values you prioritize more when looking at the situation.
You don't want people piling on about your relationship. Like, enough is enough sometimes.
Man,
People be
I've
taking
been
it
with
so
her
far.
way too long, man.
To care.
I love that.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. A lot of people aren't comfortable with like having their relationship out there for people to judge. So people like hold their relationship like it's sacred. Like that's why they don't want to come on the show as a couple. It's really rare that people are like doing what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in front of cameras and just giving the people like judge us, you know, say whatever you want to about us.
It takes a lot of courage.
It does.
That's all that I have regarding this video. I just wanted to give my quick opinion on the viral clip, but I also decided to do a deeper dive on Heather Sanders because this situation exposed a lot more than people realize. After watching everything play out in real time, I started noticing deeper patterns surrounding the backlash Heather and Trell received following this viral moment. It is taking me longer to put this video together because I want to thoroughly research and back up the narrative that I watched unfold online, especially on TikTok. This deeper conversation also involves a Black woman who I personally believe was unfairly targeted and mistreated by both Heather and Trell. In my opinion, colorism absolutely played a role in how this situation unfolded, and I also believe she became an easy target because she was a brown-skinned Black woman. So stay tuned because I will be dropping a part 2 where we take a much deeper look into everything surrounding the situation.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.